Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 is finally here. And if you're like me, you might be wondering, wait, where did we leave off again? Who's alive? Who's dead? And why is everyone suddenly so traumatized? Don't worry, I've got you covered. We're about to speedrun through the entire emotional roller coaster that is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Season 2, and the JJK0 movie. So you're ready to jump straight into the chaos of Season 3. So let's start from the beginning. Yuji Itadori, a high school student with insane strength but zero interest in jujutsu sorcery. That changes when his friends accidentally unseal one of Ryomen Sukuna's fingers. Curses attack, and Yuji does the most unhinged thing possible. He eats the finger to gain power. Somehow he survives, becoming Sukuna's vessel, which catches the attention of Satoru Gojo, the strongest sorcerer alive. Instead of letting Yuji get executed, Gojo brings him to Tokyo Jujutsu High. At Jujutsu High, Yuji teams up with Megumi Fushiguro, who summons Shikigami creatures, and Nobara Kugisaki, who fights with cursed nails and a hammer. The three form this chaotic but tight-knit team. But Yuji learns fast. This world is brutal. People die, and the weight of that responsibility hits hard. Things escalate when they face off against special-grade curses, basically the apex predators of the curse world. We meet Mahito, a curse who can manipulate souls and reshape bodies, and he becomes one of the most terrifying villains in the series. Mahito's philosophy is twisted. He believes curses are the true humans, and that humanity's negative emotions give curses the right to exist and kill. During a mission, Yuji encounters Junpei, a bullied high school kid who Mahito manipulates into becoming his pawn. Yuji tries desperately to save Junpei, to show him there's another way, but Mahito kills him right in front of Yuji's eyes. This moment breaks Yuji. It's his first real taste of failure, and it plants this seed of doubt. Can he actually save people, or is he just going to watch them die? But the plot thickens because there's a bigger conspiracy at play. A group of special-grade curses, led by a mysterious cursed spirit that looks suspiciously like a human, is planning something massive. They want to create a world where curses reign supreme, and they're willing to wage war against jujutsu sorcerers to make it happen. This leads to the Goodwill event arc, where students from Tokyo and Kyoto Jujutsu High compete in a friendly tournament. Except it's not friendly because the curse group attacks mid-event. During this chaos, we meet Todo, an absolute unit of a sorcerer who becomes Yuji's unlikely mentor, and we see Yuji's growth as a fighter. He's not just relying on Sukuna's power anymore. He's learning to channel cursed energy, to fight with technique and strategy. Megumi also has his moment, pushing his abilities further and summoning more powerful Shikigami. But the real kicker? The curse that looks human is actually working with someone on the inside. We're introduced to the idea that there are traitors among the jujutsu sorcerers, and trust starts to fracture. Now, before we dive into Season 2, we need to rewind a bit, because this is where Jujutsu Kaisen 0 comes in. The movie is a prequel set a year before Yuji, and it focuses on Yuta Okotsu, Yuta's cursed. Not by Sukuna, but by his childhood friend Rika, who died in a tragic accident and came back as an incredibly powerful cursed spirit attached to him. Yuta's terrified of his own power because Rika goes berserk and hurts people whenever she thinks Yuta's in danger. He wants to die, honestly, but Gojo steps in again because Gojo's basically collecting traumatized students like Pokemon and brings Yuta to Jujutsu High. At school, Yuta trains alongside Maki, Toge, and Panda, yes, literally a panda, but also a cursed corpse, it's complicated. Through their support and Gojo's guidance, Yuta starts to accept Rika and learn to control her power. But then we meet Suguru Geto, Gojo's former best friend turned genocidal villain. Geto believes non-sorcerers are the root of all curses and wants to exterminate them to create a world of only Jujutsu sorcerers. He's charismatic, powerful, and completely unhinged. Geto declares war on Jujutsu High and launches an attack with a massive army of curses. The climax is intense. Yuta faces Geto in battle, and through sheer determination and love for his friends, he fully unleashes Rika's power. He defeats Geto, but not before Gojo arrives for the final confrontation. Gojo and Geto's relationship is heartbreaking. They were best friends, partners who understood each other completely, but their ideologies tore them apart. Gojo kills Geto, or so we think, and Yuta finally frees Rika's soul, letting her pass on peacefully. Yuta becomes one of the strongest sorcerers alive and goes overseas to train. This movie is crucial because it sets up so much of what's coming in Season 2. Season 2 splits into 2 arcs, starting with Hidden Inventory. We flash back to 2006, young Gojo and Geto in their high school days, the strongest duo alive. They're protecting Riko Amanai, a girl meant to merge with Master Tengen. But Toji Fushiguro, Megumi's dad, a man with zero cursed energy but insane strength, kills Riko and shatters everything. Gojo awakens his full potential during their fight. But Geto? He spirals. He starts questioning why sorcerers die, protecting non-sorcerers who fear them. This leads to Geto's villain origin. He massacres a village and sets himself on the path to Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Watching their friendship crumble is devastating, and it reframes everything. Flash forward to 2018, and we're thrust into the Shibuya Incident arc. Halloween night in Shibuya becomes a battleground when curses and curse users trap civilians and lure sorcerers into a deadly game. But here's the twist. The enemy isn't just curses. That body that looks like Geto? It's being controlled by Kenjaku, an ancient sorcerer who can transplant his brain into other people's bodies and has been manipulating events for over 1,000 years. Kenjaku's goal is to force human evolution through chaos and suffering, and his plan starts with sealing Gojo, and they succeed. Using a special grade cursed object called the Prison Realm, Kenjaku traps Gojo in a dimension where time doesn't pass. Gojo, the strongest, the one everyone relies on, is gone. Meanwhile, Megumi faces his own crisis. He's pushed to his absolute limit and begins to unlock the true potential of his 10 Shadows technique, even partially summoning.
With this treasure, I summon a grip sword, divergent Sealet Divine General, Maharaga.
Maharaga, a Shikigami so powerful it nearly kills everyone around him. But the cost is immense. Sukuna, who's been watching and waiting inside Yuji, makes his move. Sukuna takes control of Yuji's body and fights Maharaga. The destruction is apocalyptic. Sukuna levels entire city blocks, showing just how monstrous he truly is. When Yuji regains control, he's surrounded by devastation and dead civilians, deaths caused by his body, even if it wasn't his choice. Nanami, the salaryman turned sorcerer who became a mentor figure to Yuji, fights valiantly throughout the night. He's exhausted, burned, barely holding on, but he keeps pushing forward to save people. Then he runs into Mahito, and Mahito kills Nanami right in front of Yuji. Nanami's last words to Yuji "You've got it from here," are a passing of the torch, but they also pile even more weight onto Yuji's shoulders. Nobara also faces Mahito, and in a moment of bravery, she goes toe-to-toe with him using her cursed technique. But Mahito's idol transfiguration is too much. He touches her face, and we don't know. Her fate is left uncertain, and that ambiguity haunts Yuji for the rest of the arc. Later, Yuji teams up with Todo again and faces Mahito in a brutal rematch. This time, Yuji's ready. He doesn't hesitate. With Todo's help, he pushes Mahito to the brink, but before Yuji can finish him, Kenjaku swoops in and absorbs Mahito, adding him to his collection of cursed techniques. The Shibuya Incident ends with catastrophic losses. Thousands of civilians dead, Tokyo in ruins, Gojo sealed, and the Jujutsu world thrown into chaos. Kenjaku broadcasts a message to the world, revealing the existence of curses and cursed energy to humanity, and announces the Culling Game, a deadly battle royale involving newly awakened sorcerers. Yuji is left broken. His friends are gone or missing. His mentor is dead. His body was used to massacre innocents. And the one person who could fix everything, Gojo, is locked away. The season ends with Yuji meeting Yuki Tsukumo, a special grade sorcerer, and together, with Megumi and others, they start planning their next move. But the tension is thick. Trust is fractured. Survivors are traumatized, and Sukuna is still lurking inside Yuji, waiting for his moment. So what's coming in Season 3? The Culling Game. Kenjaku's twisted battle royale, where sorcerers fight for survival, collecting points by killing each other. Refuse to play, you die. With Gojo sealed and the world falling apart, Megumi and Yuji make their decision. They will enter the Culling Game. Megumi fights to save his sister, Tsumiki, who's been dragged into the game against her will. Yuji follows, knowing survival isn't guaranteed. Because inside the chaos, they have one more goal: free Gojo Satoru. But before the game even truly begins, another threat looms. Yuji Itadori has been sentenced to execution, and the one chosen to carry it out is Yuta Okotsu. As allies turn into hunters and rules replace mercy, the Culling Game begins, and nothing will ever be the same again.
自分のためだけに生きるのはきっといつか限界が来る。